interview later, being interviewed by an individual who's writing his thesis on the history of my tribe on the Sandhill. He's writing his master's, he's getting his master's, and he's writing a thesis on the Sandhill. So that's the type of shit we got going on, right? So I got that pops off about around 4 o'clock. I got that interview. So this is the type of shit we into. This is what we got going on over here. While these abos, they just full throttle trying to slander Turtle. And it's okay, I understand it. Y'all have nothing more to talk about. You've come to the end of your rope. These niggas is fighting amongst themselves. And what do they do when they feel like they need a win? They slander Turtle Gang. That's how they feel good about themselves. So I got some nigga that calls himself Turtle. I know exactly who it is. He's not no turtle. He not no Unami. He not Lenape. Why he would call himself Taco, I don't know. Like, definitely motherfucking fronting. Like, you're not none of those things. If you was, yeah, you're not none of them things. You're none of them people. But you claiming them people. But you slandering them people. It's crazy. So somehow, I'm responsible for getting abdominal powders channel struck. I'm responsible for getting thief tragedies channel struck. Now, some niggas accusing me and my family of murder. So I'm thinking like, yo, this is how I know these niggas is stone lunatics. Insane, because they're literally at the point where they're just making shit up. And then when little fat nigga wanna motherfucking try, like, why is it that you never hear none of them pull up? Like, why is it like, boom. If a nigga wanted to debunk me, why wouldn't they pull up my tribe and start breaking it down? Why would they talk about women, talk about some supposed murders? I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Why would they talk about all these other things? Why not do the research and break down who my people are? They won't do that. Because if they do that, they have to deal with the reality of who we are. So they rather just create slander about me. And what's crazy is all they followers and all the people who blindly follow them, it shows you that they have no type of research skills at all. They don't even have the desire to step out beyond the bubble that they exist in. So they're not interested in growth. Now, I don't know what the end game is for the Aboriginals. I don't know what your end game is. If ultimately you just want to be able to take vacations in places and have debates about them, if that's the end goal, cool. But what we working towards is much greater than that. So I'm interested if, like, whatever issues these niggas got, if they have evidence to prove it, I'd be interested to hear what the fuck they really gotta say. If my family is responsible for some type of murders and shit like that, show me the evidence. Let's have the conversation. Man up, show me the evidence. All this shit you keep accusing Turtle Gang of, why don't y'all just get together and put your presentation together and put out something so I can address it? Put something formally down. Create something and charge me with all the things that y'all keep saying Turtle Gang is responsible for. And on that note, I'm gonna leave it at that. Cause I know all this shit is just shit that's going on, this shit in the niggas' imaginations. They can't deal with no real information, so they gotta deal with bullshit. So a nigga said he don't wanna talk about who's fucking who. He wanna know about the slander and the lies and the murders that my family. What? You better off talking about who's fucking who. Like, niggas is sick. But this is what I be like, yo, the nigga that clipped Nipsey was sick. The nigga, see what I'm saying? Them type niggas is sick. And they don't, you the niggas that you think ain't gonna do nothing. And these niggas do something because they them weird niggas. They them extra weird niggas. You gotta keep eyes on them niggas. And I've noticed this extra weird nigga for years. This nigga, this nigga used to have my number, cause I don't got no problem if a nigga needed some guidance, I talk to a nigga on the phone. So I've had conversations with this motherfucker on the phone. Now, whatever happened to the point where we used to have conversations on the phone to where it is now, where he's totally delusional, I don't know, but that makes me think this nigga ain't right all the way in the head. You see what I'm saying? It ain't even about the information no more. It's about, nah, some motherfuckers ain't wired properly. And for the motherfucker to be damn near stalking me from a distance, now he calls himself Turtle. Like, this shit is weird. You see what I'm talking about? This shit is weird. All these niggas is weird. And I don't mean that. I mean that in the actual sense of these niggas is uncomfortable with themselves. And when they see somebody else comfortable with their own self and able to express themselves, it makes them even more uncomfortable. That's why they enjoy social media. Because they can be something they not on social media. I think they probably think everybody is something they're not on social media. So because they lying, they probably think everybody else lying. This shit is crazy. You niggas can't fucking shame me. You can't body shame a nigga. Like, what type of fragile motherfuckers do y'all be dealing with? Like, I be telling people, you gotta protect your mind. You can't let anybody say just anything around you, just like you won't let a nigga just fart around you. Like, what the fuck? You can't just let motherfuckers say anything around you, because that shit get in your head, and then you're gonna have to deal with it, good or bad. And certain motherfuckers ain't quite like, nigga, I don't want you around me because I don't want to breathe none of them bad gases you emitting in the atmosphere. I don't want none of that shit around me. That's how we literally looked at that shit. This nigga breathe bad gases. I don't want to be nowhere around these motherfuckers. So these niggas is upset that I won't have conversations with them, but all y'all doing is polluting the atmosphere. That's all y'all doing is polluting the atmosphere with bad gases. Got people fucking fighting amongst themselves. Why would I want to put myself in close proximity to that shit? This shit's like a toxin in the air. Or toxinous one. That's just a toxin in the air. Like, that's a germ. Like, if you go around that shit, you gotta wear a mask. Or you could catch that shit. Should be real simple for me. I don't be overcomplicating shit. It's like if you can't have an online conversation with a motherfucker, what you think gonna happen in real life? If y'all both are who y'all are, right? It's gonna be issues. I know these niggas ain't who they are, who they claim to be. Nigga, like I don't like this shit crazy. Like, so Martin Luther King's family, their name actually was Branham. I think that's a unique. I think that's like wow, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean I'm related to him. I just think it's an amazing fact. Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't my information. Something I shared. It's relevant to me because we share the same last name. That's not no information I made up, doctored up, put online. The niggas is talking crazy like, it's just wild. Niggas make all types of connections. Niggas is wild, yo. But these same wild niggas is cowards. Same niggas that'll write they little shit on the page, right? Will never come up, conduct themselves like an adult, and present information that back up their claims. They'll never do that shit. They'll never come in with a clear thought and manifest that clear thought. It'll be a bunch of half thoughts thrown out randomly, sporadically, desperately, hoping something sticks. It'll never be, bong. This is the point I'm gonna make. This is what I'm saying, and I'm gonna show them proof for it. It's never that. It always come down to somebody got rid of something, and of course they changed it. I've never seen any one demonstration by an abo where they prove their point. They throw a million things up on the wall, and in the process of trying to prove that that the slaves were white, they fuck around and find Jack Johnson got arrested for trafficking because he was married to a white woman. So that's their win in that whole scenario. And they think they've proved something because they've taken that one case where this man was illegally charged with a fucking law that was designed to prevent white people from trafficking white people. Because ain't no black people trafficking white people. Only that's happening over in Africa, in the Mediterranean. That's not happening here. But they're gonna use that as a win when they're supposed to be proving that black people own white people. But they use this, and that's the type of shit, like that's the closest they could come to a win, and that is basically white racism. And they'll stand on that to prove their point, and it don't prove their point. And that's the type of logic these motherfuckers run around with. And I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like if there was some real accountability in this shit, you niggas would be failing tests, right? You niggas be losing your head, whatever the reward or penalty is, right? Justice is a reward or penalty and being given knowledge of the cipher. So once I give you this information and you say you possess it, now you held accountable for it. But see, nobody hold these people accountable because they don't really have no elders. They don't have no structure they come out of. They don't have no community. That's why these stories just keep changing and rolling and just, like I said, they come in and they spray the walls up with fucking incomplete thoughts, and they don't stick to any one provable, you know what I'm saying, position. They don't like, okay, bro, so listen, I'm gonna hear you out. You said my family has been participating in lies and murders. So I would like for you to show me the evidence of these lies and the murders. Present your evidence, the lies and the murders. I need names, places. I need what lies were presented, when they were drawn up, how they were presented to the people. Like, just show it. Stand on your square and just prove it. Like, y'all gotta stop coming up here regurgitating what your little leader dude says that you heard them say about me. I had a nice conversation with Real Rap yesterday on Clubhouse. Shout out to Real Rap. But I asked him about the first time that we had a altercation online. And in that time, he called me a dirty Moor. So I used yesterday, now that we on good terms and we got, you know what I'm saying? Why did you choose to call me a dirty Moor, and why were you so comfortable and confident saying that shit? And he was like, well, he heard somebody else reference me, and then he associated me with Delaware. So just through associations, not through any direct investigation, he just associated me with Delaware and the Delaware Moors and all just boom. So he called me a dirty Moor. He said, but then when he went and looked on my page and saw what I was really about, he realized he was wrong. Now, Real Rap is a example of somebody who actually has fucking demonstrated growth and maturity. One of the few people online that you can point to and say, that motherfucker made a 360-degree change. And they ain't take him fucking 5 years to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we give a shout out to Real Rap, but the rest of them, they're not showing no growth. And what's crazy is any of them that actually do have native ancestry in them, everything they doing now is just pushing them further and further away from who they actual family is. And that's what a lot of people who are finding this ancestry in your family, y'all have taken the wrong position. It was a time when I didn't believe I was related to them tribes. I thought we were different people. I subscribed to that too, and I had to learn that it was wrong. So all we've been doing is trying to share with people who, if y'all on the same journey, you trying to reconnect, is the way to go about it. And there's a lot more you gotta learn. It's tons more. But yeah, if these people wanna accuse my family of murders and lies and whatever they wanna pile up, cool. Show them, prove it. Anybody want to debate with me on anything? I'll debate with any of them on an actual platform that don't take polls to decide if it's the truth or not. Because that right there, you don't take a poll to decide. See what I'm saying? We don't fucking go watch a football game and then take a poll at the end of the game to decide who won. There's a way of scoring that's set up. So you get a definitive winner, right? check this out. In real debates, if you talk over somebody, if you present information without, if you speak on information but don't present it where people can see it, like they have like in boxing where you deduct points, things like that. They have actual ways of judging debates that are even outside of whether it's true or false. You know, how you conduct yourself, all these things. Now, if these motherfuckers really want to get into some debates and do it in a respectable manner where people could really motherfucking grow, I would participate in that. But if you having debates where niggas is taking the poll, I don't take the poll. What is the matter with you? You niggas is taking polls to decide the truth? Pause. You niggas is taking a poll. And they love it. These niggas love to take polls. That shit sound crazy to me. You don't vote on the truth. You don't vote on the truth. So I challenge all y'all out there slandering me. Aboriginal power, a toxic one. Should I say abdominal powder, a toxic one. And bottom rat. If y'all really want to have some debates and have some real conversations, let's do it. Do it on a platform that ain't controlled by your fucking know-nothing groupie followers. Set some real standards and some real rules and get some real moderators, some people with intelligence. God damn. How you got super morons hosting intellectual debates? You got super morons hosting that shit. Niggas double major in moron and failed that. Yeah, so y'all keep trying to slander a nigga. Eventually the people gonna wake up and they gonna see how weird and lame that shit is. Or you come state your grievances. I bear witness to the truth. Y'all niggas don't. My platform is a safe platform for anybody who want to speak the truth. As long as it's the truth, we bear witness to it. We don't bear witness to no motherfucking opinions. None of that shit. And let me tell you how I know these niggas really ain't Indians. I tell you the number one aboriginals, these niggas ain't working on nothing indigenous. The number one code in indigenous culture, right? When you're talking about your culture, is certain things you talk about, is certain things you don't talk about. That's understood in all indigenous cultures, right? But what's most understood is you only speak for your line and your exact people. You can't speak for other people. You can't speak for other nations. You can't speak for other clans. In some cases, you can't speak for your father's clan, only for your mother's. So how you got people trying to tell stories and trying to tell the information of people that they not a part of? Like no indigenous cult. You're not going to go sit with the Hopi and they start telling you about the Pequot. The Hopi not going to try and tell you the Pequot history. You know who do that? The European. The European trying to tell you everybody's history, like he the master of it. So if you really want to talk to people who are connected, who are part of their traditions, you gotta go find those people, and then people will be responsible and will share with you what they can. You know what I mean? What you deserving of. When I say that, I mean everything ain't for everybody. You're not gonna share all your family information with people. So why would you expect somebody else to? Now, if you're part of that family, okay, now you're gonna have to earn that trust. But yeah, at some point, everybody got to grow up. Stop leaning on that mystery. Ain't no mysteries out here. If you lost your culture, you got to find out exactly why you lost your culture. I heard dude yesterday saying that the people came under the jurisdiction of the United States in the 50s. So basically, he's stating that prior to the 50s, these people were still living in their culture. So then how did you lose your language and your cultural traditions since the 50s? How does that happen? How did you lose your language since the 50s? All these aboriginals that followed the toxic one, he stated they lost their jurisdiction in the 50s on up through integration. So basically what you're saying is prior to, in the 40s, right, people had their own shit, was speaking their own languages, and had their own cultures. And none of that is remaining. None of that remains. They was never enslaved, so they didn't lose their culture through slavery. And then the Europeans ain't take over until the 50s up until the 70s. So in that 20-year span, all the aboriginal, Negro, indigenous Indians lost their memory in the span of 20 years. Is that what we're talking about? And that's what everybody's accepting? Like, that's insane. So yeah, I'm done yelling and screaming with these niggas. They want to have some conversations, bring some evidence to prove the things that they saying, and we can have the conversations. Y'all want to debate? We could debate, but let's do it in a real way, in a respected way. Not taking votes. You don't vote. You don't take polls to decide the truth. All y'all doing is voting for your own ignorance. Peace. King in the building. You already know what it is. See, y'all, yeah, you already know what it is. So yeah, I got to get ready for this little interview later. But yeah, we coming back. We gonna be back out here. We gonna be being more. I'm trying to do this more regularly because it's time y'all get this real truth. A whole lot of things we can show y'all that they cannot show y'all. They're not even close to it. The shit they getting to now, they starting to spin y'all away from it. All the conversations is about shit going on in Europe and Hebrew this and all that. All these conversations is taking place on a whole nother continent. Everything they talk about take place on another continent. If y'all want to talk about what really happened here, and y'all want to see some of these things, this is the spot to be. This is where the conversations are going to be had. If you want to continue to be in fantasy land, go to the park. All right? But I'm out. The Peace Canal.